Engram and Christian Kirk got cut. DK Metcalf might get traded. What is going on in the National Football League? Let's find out.
It's Short King Summer, dude. It just feels like no one in fantasy sports ever learns anything. Does he mistime it, or is Brock Bowers just a grown man? Brock Bowers is just a grown man. Dare I say, Rich, football might be back. In the words of Lane Johnson, this offense looks constipated. It's Short King Summer.
GM, everyone. How are we doing on this Friday afternoon? No special guest, no Mr. Flock Fantasy, no Mr. Mason Dodd here with us today. We are back writing solo. GM Bindles, GM Jake, GM Benny. How we doing, guys? Are we having a great Friday? Is the sun shining where you are? The sun is shining here. Can't wait, frankly, to be done with the stream and go about the rest of my day. Actually, that's not true. I always look forward to the stream. GM to Mr. Crossface on twitch.tv/Davis Mattek. GM to Mr. Hood. GM Ty Dallas. It's a great day. It's a great day to be alive, fellas. Things are happening in the National Football League. Actually, things that we already, how much have we been arguing about? Well, the Jaguars aren't going to cut Kirk and Engram. Now the Jaguars have like $1 bazillion in cap space. Chris Godwin, perhaps? Chris Godwin with the Liam Cohen connection. We just got a report this morning that Mr. Godwin is going to be highly prized, and NFL free agency is going to cost more than you would think. Did everyone get their Huberman recommended 10 minutes of sunlight this morning? Goodness gracious. I hope so. Snow drizzle in Chicago. Don't love that. Sun not shining here. 65 and sunny last weekend. Now 35 and cloudy. Metcalf and BTJ. Metcalf and BTJ would be pretty slick, wouldn't it? I wonder if Metcalf is going to get traded at all. Maybe that's just my thing, but the reports were that the demands for Metcalf were a first, a third, and a wide receiver back. So that sounds pretty extensive, folks. Weirdest move in free agency was that Kirk and Engram both got released. So you have Trevor Lawrence, you have an offensive mind. You have Liam Cohen, who's viewed as this great offensive mind. Why do you not want to have no pass catchers? Why do you want to have Mr. Parker Washington? The Chiefs met with Ollie Gordon. I like that for them. Yeah, there's already word the Seahawks are not, in fact, getting a 1 plus a 3. I think even a 1 at Metcalf's dollar number might not be great. All right, man. Let's do it. Let's hop ourselves in. Big board. 90. Wow, today we are going to get to 100. We are going to have big board number 100. We're going to do, we'll have 50 left because we'll do 97, 98, and 99 in the big board today. So here we go. We have got big board 97 of one. Or did I do 97 yesterday with, 96 yesterday with Mr. Mason Dodd. All right. We got pick 1.8, big time friends and family here. Love to see it. Tyler Warren. It's definitely a good time to buy Strange. No, I've not been buying the stock market dips. I buy Bitcoin. I buy the same amount of Bitcoin every day, every week. Via an application, via an exchange, and I move it to a cold wallet, and I keep it there forever. And eventually I'll retire. So what, I guess we'll be looking at a very standard roster construction here. We'll be taking one of the wide receivers. Very funny that Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr. both are exactly 10.3 ADP. Wow, finished his 150 last night. Damn. 150 done in the big board. It is March 7th, so we have about, I guess that means we have about 6 weeks, 5 weeks until it closes. Wow, Lamb. Oh, I thought we were going to get Lamb. All right, we'll take Nico, sure. I actually think the optimal way to approach this back end. So I think Puka and CD are kind of in a tier of themselves. I think it's kind of wise to basically mix and match Neighbors, St. Brown, and Thomas. I don't think you could make a good argument that one of them is so much better than the others. The FUD of Adams plus Rodgers to the Giants is keeping me. I mean, playing with Aaron Rodgers can't be that bad. It just cannot possibly be that bad for Neighbors. Garrett Wilson was in the cuck chair last year, and he had, look, dude, I mean, he had 1,000 yards and 7 touchdowns. It's not what you wanted, but it's totally fine, Chad. I didn't play in rookies and sophomores last year, so unclear to me if they will be doing it this year. Maybe they will. I don't know. When do they normally release rookies and sophomores? Best guess on Rams wide receiver 2 is someone who's not on the roster right now. Best guess for Rams wide receiver 2 is Jack Besh. That's my best guess. You know what? If this guy doesn't take McCaffrey, yeah, I'm gonna take McCaffrey. That's Nico McCaffrey. The way I deal with McCaffrey is I only take him after his ADP. So 1, I get good combos with him. 2, obviously I don't have 0 of him, but even if he's not the top, if this makes sense, even if he's not the top guy on my board, I know because I often will not be taking him at ADP that I just should not look the gift horse in the mouth when he is an ADP faller in my rooms. Crazy spot to take Josh Allen. Well, I agree, but maybe this guy wants 75% of Josh Allen, or not guaranteed to get Josh Allen. That's earlier than yeah. So he is not locked into getting Josh Allen at 33. Is Donovan Edwards a viable 20th round pick? He was a 5-star high school recruit, top 3 RAS, 4.440. So I think he is one of the boys in the Discord. Mr. Paul Bergeron noted that he's like one of the best pass catching running backs he's ever seen. He just got benched for Mullings this most recent year because the team never passed the ball. They just refused to pass. I will happily take Mr. Worthy. Nico Collins, Christian McCaffrey, Xavier Worthy. That is quite the team. Yeah, I mean, look, I am never taking Josh Allen at pick 16. What a start for this guy. Kyron Williams ahead of ADP. Crazy. I have not seen these reports that the Vikings want to keep Darnold, but there's no chance. Sam Darnold will be on a different team. Especially after not tagging him, there is no viable way for them to... There's no viable way for them to sign the free agents they want, do what they want to do on the offensive line. It's not happening. Thoughts on Keaton Mitchell clearly taking over for Justice Hill? Seems unlikely that he will clearly take over for Justice Hill, but what would happen is in the event of a Derrick Henry injury, Keaton Mitchell would get that early down work. Justice Hill just got signed to a contract extension last year. Yeah, I agree. Darnold to the Raiders seems most probable to me from the outside looking in. All right, guys, stay woke. There you go. You guys always tell me I never take the quarterbacks. I never take the elite quarterbacks. Lamar Jackson, fellas. Lamar's actually, I think, a good pick here because there's a real drop off at wide receiver. I think after, we had a Dunze go very early, but to me, after this tier of DJ Moore, Worthy, Marvin Harrison, and Mike Evans, I think there's a pretty big drop off at wide receiver. I have Bowers ranked ahead of CMC, but I get Bowers quite a bit because I have him ranked so far ahead of average draft position. I think I've got him 4 spots ahead of ADP. I have McCaffrey ranked after ADP, which means I never really get him. So when McCaffrey is on the board after ADP, even if he's not my top ranked guy, I still click him there over guys I have ranked higher because I just do not want to have. I don't want to have no McCaffrey. Like if you think about the narrative of veteran running backs kill you, who is more likely to kill you than the guy who went 1.1 last year? You know? Like who's more likely to kill you than the guy who's that good? Tanner Hudson is just really unlikely to ever play more than like 40% of the snaps. Tanner Hudson is, how old is he? 29? No, Tanner Hudson is 30 years old. He's been in the NFL since 2019. He does have a 7-target game, so shout out to him. He's played over 50% of the snaps 4 times. I don't know. He's probably a fine round 20 dart. He's probably fine. But yes, Kevin O'Connell all in on JJ McCarthy, 100%, indisputable, undebatable. KOC is all in there. All right. Nico, McCaffrey, Worthy, Lamar. Hampton went at the 4-5 turn. I'm taking Godwin. If these reports about Godwin getting $25 million a year in free agency are true, he's so underdrafted. If Godwin is getting T. Higgins money plus, I mean, how many wide receivers even make that much money? NFL wide receiver contracts. Like, who makes over $25 million per year? Jefferson, Lamb, AJ Brown, Amon-Ra, Brandon Ayuk, LOL, Tyreek, Waddle, DJ Moore, Cooper Kupp, and T. Higgins. That's it. Godwin going in a bidding war between Tampa Bay, Jacksonville, New England. That sounds right to me, honestly. And I do wonder if, them freeing up that cap money. What do you think that was about, man? What do you think freeing up that cap money was for? I will happily take Ken Walker here. My wide receivers are going to stink. Maybe I do Burden. Flock told me he's off Jaden Reed. You know what? We'll actually do Jerry Jeudy. Flock told me, Mr. Mason Dodd told me we're getting him out of here. Is there any chance that Devontae Adams is a Chief? Certainly. I mean, I don't think a high chance, but there certainly is a chance. Because think about it, they're paying Travis Kelce a bunch of money for one more year. They have Worthy, they have Rice. They could bring Hopkins back if they want. They could bring Hollywood back if they want. So probably they are deciding if Adams even wanted. No, Godwin did not suffer a huge knee injury. No, he suffered a broken bone in his ankle. And as you know, from a longtime NFL viewer, broken bones, much easier to rehab and come back from. Actually, it wasn't even broken. It was just dislocated. He dislocated his ankle. And based on my reading, it doesn't seem to really be all that troubling. Like the news is not really that poorly. He had his surgery in October. This could definitely be it. Kirk Ingram cuts leading to full-time wide receiver Travis Hunter in Jacksonville. Could be that. Could be Tet. Could be Golden. I think we could pretty easily see Mr. Golden, Matthew Golden in Jacksonville. Yeah, so that last decision, you could definitely argue I should have taken the running back there because we're at the last of a tier at wide receiver. I don't really like Tracy, and in fact, I probably should move him. And in fact, I am going to move him down in my rankings. I'm going to take Tony Pollard here, and I'm going to pull up my rankings tab, and we are going to move Tyrone Tracy down. There are just so many paths to failure for Tyrone Tracy. Like, he could just not be very good. He could get benched like very easily. He could get benched for Singletary. That is in the range of outcomes. But he also feels like of any starter, he's got to be one of the most likely to get replaced. I feel like. All right. Tracy has been moved down to 86th. So if you are a patreon.com/Davis Mattek subscriber, in the sheet, the ranking has been changed. Only 4 NFL offense averaged 375 yards per game. Ravens, Bengals, Buccaneers, Rams, maybe? I don't know. Probably not the Rams. Maybe Commanders? Only 4 NFL offense. Bengals for sure. All right, I actually will take Tracy here. I mean, why not? That's where I have him ranked now. I will happily take Tracy there. Tracy was fine. He also he had big fumble problems though, remember? I want to say he lost 3 fumbles. He's pretty new to the running back position. How many fumbles did he lose? 5 fumbles. 5 fumbles for Tracy. Ravens, Lions, Bucks, 49ers, people forget. Grabbed Burrow 20 spots past average draft position. I agree. That is a much more appropriate average draft position for a man who does not run the ball. All right, so we have got Lamar unstacked as of yet. Christian McCaffrey, Tony Pollard, Tyrone Tracy, Nico Collins, Xavier Worthy, Chris Godwin, and Jerry Jeudy. A little bit light at tight end. Going to be in a race for Isaiah Likely on this one. Good Bateman team. Yeah, it's probably going to end up being a Bateman team. I don't know, you could make an argument I should have just taken Shaheed there instead of Tracy. Doesn't sound like it's locked in that Godwin is going to re-sign with the Bucks. That was kind of the way I was treating it, but unclear. Wow, Jaden Higgins in the first round, huh? I don't know. I don't know if I would be that happy about my team taking Jaden Higgins, but I also didn't think like Keon Coleman last year. Would I trade Tracy for the 12th pick in a non-Superflex Dynasty League? So that's like, would I trade Tracy for Caleb Johnson? Probably I would. Mooney, big faller. Bateman is going to be the sidekick play. Bateman locks me up a stack. It's definitely Mooney, Mims, or... Oh, well, no Bateman for me. No Bateman for me. I don't really want to take Mooney either. I'm going to take Njoku. Yeah. There we go. And my mental math is that I'm gonna take Cam Ward on this team. Well, I don't I don't know if any of that is true, that Godwin wants to return or they want him back, or the only thing stopping it being an agent fiasco. I think money is probably more likely to be the issue. What is the Buccaneers cap space situation? So the Buccaneers have only $5 million of cap space right now. Baker counts $38 million against the cap. Tristan Wirfs, $31 million. Mike Evans, $26 million. Antoine Winfield, $25 million. Vita Vea, $22. Yeah, so I would not say that is fait accompli. Change some contract dates. Okay. Yeah, the injury was crazy. The injury did look crazy. That's true. All right. So I have 1 quarterback, 3 running back, 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Herbert and May don't really do anything for me. What do we do here? I think I got a good idea what I'm going to do here, but I don't want to say it. Is Saber Sim any good for MLB DFS? Probably. I don't know. I've never used it. Never used Saber Sim for Major League Baseball. All right, Wolf of Fantasy. Yeah. Trying to pack these Hunter bags. Pete's video really sold me. Travis Hunter at pick 113. Again, I am happy to do that. Probably left myself up Schitt's Creek without a paddle at quarterback. But if you're going to take Lamar Jackson, your quarterback does not matter as much. All right, Mathology says 4 NFL offense average under 300 yards per game. Can you name them? Patriots for sure. Giants for sure. Jets. Jets got to be one of them. I'd have a hard time. I would have a hard. It's harder to name the bad ones because in my mind, the first thing I was like, oh, it'd be really funny if the Chiefs were one of them that averaged under 300 yards per game. Panthers, Giants, Patriots, and last with 284 yards per game, the Chicago Bears. Brutal. All right, so I'm going to need to get lucky at quarterback on this team, and I'm probably not going to. Running back room of McCaffrey, Pollard, and Tracy. Pollard was ahead of ADP, but Fallers with McCaffrey and Tracy. Worthy ahead of ADP. Godwin... My Godwin bags are going to be so packed because I am taking him ahead of ADP. Because I don't love taking Sutton. I don't love this new Debo price, man. I was the biggest Debo bull on the planet. And boy, did that shit go south. Frankly, I never really considered it would be possible that Debo would be that bad. I just never really thought healthy Debo would just be that brutal. But man, he was brutal. Just like truly, like no athleticism, no juice. I moved Kirk up a little bit, not a ton though. So I have Kirk in the 120s, which you could argue is not high enough. I moved him 1 spot ahead of Dallas Goedert, and I moved him ahead of, positionally ahead of Diggs. Oh, well, that's how you run hot. You just get CJ Stroud to fall to you when you have Nico Collins. That's how that's done. Simple process. But I think that, so Kirk, I think, is very strong. And I think he went to one of the spots where it's very clear that he is going to be a starting player. But Christian Kirk has also had real injury issues for the last couple of years. He did have 251 PPR points in his first full season in Jacksonville, which was the last time he was fully healthy. He also last year was top 8 in both separation score and win rate, which is the advanced data that the guys from Fantasy Points in the Fantasy Points data suite do. The issue you will have with Kirk, he is clearly, he's just not going to be a wide receiver 1. There's just no avenue where he leads his team in targets. He's not going to lead the team in receiving touchdowns. He just is not going to be, a super stud that way. And as Colin says, if the Texans take Igbuka, if the Texans take Golden, if they take Jalen Knoll, if they take Higgins, I'm like, well, shit, man. I can see it being pretty clear that annoying. You know what? What do I do here? I'm going to take Evan Engram. That's just kind of a bailout pick there. Engram, I actually don't think won as much from being cut. Are Christian Kirk and Evan Engram both winners from being cut? And I think the answer for Kirk is yes. It is a small to big win. Engram, Engram could go to 0 pretty quickly because Engram plays a position that doesn't really exist in the NFL anymore. He's like a tweener tight end. Like he's like the position that it's like kind of the Kyle Pitts position. It's kind of the position Harold Fannin Jr. is going to want to play. And, is that a great position to have in this NFL? No, not really. But I think Kirk is a clear winner. Obviously, he could be a little bit replaced. If the Texans take Igbuka or Golden, it is what it is. Whatever, you run bad. But he does at least have a real role. I don't think Engram is live for 100 catches. Where would he sign where he would have that role? Who would give him that role? It's like, I don't know, maybe the Broncos could give him that role. Maybe the Panthers. Maybe the Panthers could actually give him something like that role. Bengals, he would not get 100 targets. Not much less 100 catches. He would not get 100 targets. Bengals 1-year deal is good for his spike week ceiling. It's not good for his floor. Someone sniped DW Davis 3. No thanks to you, brother, for sniping me there. I'm going to take Ray Davis as my 4th running back. Happy to do that as well. Yeah. In the Bengals mind, Tanner Hudson and Evan Engram are the same thing. Conklin is an unrestricted free agent, so Evan Engram could be the new Sherpa for Jackson Dart. It's more that it's not that Tanner Hudson is not stopping anything. It's more that the Bengals have McLaughlin, Eric All, who's not going to play this year, Drew Sample, Tanner Hudson. They have all these guys that basically play the same position or play different positions at tight end, and none of the guys gets a huge snap share. It's just not really the way that it works. Man, wide receiver gets dusty so quickly. Yes, the Ole Miss connection. Very good point. You know what? Nico Collins, Xavier Worthy, Chris Godwin, Jerry Jeudy. I was about to say I need someone like Thielen or something on this team, but I actually don't think I do. I think I need some ceiling. I need a little bit of ceiling. I'm going to take Jaden Higgins. Because that Godwin Judy tier of guy, that can be dust. I mean, that could be immediate dust. Coach wants culture in his locker room. Jets ain't draft no long hair pretty boy. You got something against handsome men with long hair, WFN? You're on the wrong YouTube channel, brother. All right. So positionally, we are at 2-4-6-2. Unstacked Lamar, CJ Stroud with Nico, running back room, McCaffrey, Pollard, Tracy, Ray Davis, Nico Collins, Xavier Worthy, Chris Godwin, Jerry Jeudy, Travis Hunter, Jaden Higgins, David Njoku, and Evan Engram. You know what? Just so I don't make this mistake again, I actually am going to move Evan Engram down a couple spots. I think there's just no way to argue. There's no way, in my mind, there's no way that you can convincingly argue that signing or that getting cut for him was good. You could argue net neutral, but it's definitely not good. There's just no way it's good. This is the most easily believable stat of all time mathology, that the Las Vegas Raiders had more passing yards than the Chiefs. The Chiefs were not a good offense, straight up. I do believe particularly that Giddens should probably be a tier in front of the Ray Davis. Weirdly, not Algier. Algier is so locked into just being like, if we were just doing pure handcuff rankings, not standalone usage or anything, Algier is probably the number one pure handcuff for fantasy football, right? Who would be better than him for just pure fantasy football? I can't really think of one. I mean, we could go through and do, actually in the Discord, my guy Stefan posted this really handy. Oh no, I think Algier is even a more fantasy friendly offense for his skill set. Maybe not. Sharbs, I'll give it to you guys. I'll give you guys Sharbs. Giddens is still available. I will happily take Giddens there. I will give you guys Zach Charbonnet. This is a good thought experiment. Let me type this out in a timestamp. And in fact, if you're watching this video on replay, I want you to answer this question. If every starting running back in the NFL was declared out for the season, who would be the top 5 running backs who are handcuffs now? So if every starting running back in the NFL, everyone that started now was declared out for the season, who would the top 5 running backs be? So basically, the guys who are handcuffs now. Wide receiver. Is there anyone? You know what? Shout out to Pressers Radio. Shout out to my guy, Hollywood Andy. DeMario Douglas, just an adult. Just an adult in this room. Not great, but just a guy to get me 8.6 points sometimes. Demont, technically. If we're saying starting running backs, Corum pretty high, I think. Yeah, it's true. Kyron didn't show anything before he blew up. That's true. Algier, Corum, Benson, Sharp. I would not have Benson there. I would Benson would not be in that group for me. I think it's probably Algier, Montgomery, Braylon Allen. See, Guerendo is not the obvious answer because he's not even the running back too. Jordan Mason is going to be the 49ers running back too. Shipley should be pretty high up there. No, I would you'd take Algier over Ray Davis, I think. I'm just worried Trey Benson might just stink ass. Yeah. I'm worried. I'm worried Trey Benson might just Bigsby would be pretty high up there. Jordan Mason is not a free agent. Jordan Mason is a restricted free agent who's what is it? His tender is going to be really low. Would you trade a 2026 second round pick for the 210 this year? No. I traded 2026. If you're trying to be good this year, trade your 2026 for a player. Rico is also not on Dallas. He is an unrestricted free agent. If you're a restricted free agent, that means you're still on the team, I believe, is how the rules work. Right. You know what? I'm actually going to take Dart instead of Schultz because that's the last of the tier at quarterback. I think Jalen Warren is just a starter now. He does not count for this because he's just a starter. Singletary, sure. I mean, I think he's like in the next group of guys. Crossface's mom says that I look good without all the hair in my face. I do need all the hair though. It's where my powers come from. I mean, it's definitely worth getting the Dart if you don't think that you can. But Adam, if you're trying to win this season, just buy some points. I have not moved Strange yet. That's actually a good reminder to move Strange up. Dart bags are pretty heavy, so I will be big time rooting for Mr. Dart. Oh, not Rashad White, bro. This team. Sure. You know what? Malik Washington on this team. Let's just do something a little bit different. Oh, Jags could definitely draft a tight end. Yeah, Kareem Hunt is cooked, in my opinion. Yeah, I think Kareem Hunt is unlikely to be an NFL player next year. Yes, honey chicken at Chipotle. They introduced it to the menu yesterday. I got it yesterday because I'm a Chipotle slappy. It's pretty good. I would not say it's not as good as the Al Pastor chicken, and it's not as good as the brisket, but it's pretty good. Not enough info yet, but I think Jalen Wright will have a breakout year. It's definitely possible. I would rather have a Barkley Shipley handcuff than a Robinson Algier handcuff. Well, Shipley's cheaper. The 101 Chipotle order, double chicken Al Pastor with double pinto beans, double fajita veggies, double lettuce, hot salsa, corn salsa, white rice, sour cream. Easy 101. Is it a Jatavian? It's probably not a Jatavian Sanders team because I ran out of tight ends. So we've got Lamar, Stroud, and Dart, McCaffrey, Pollard, Tracy, Ray Davis, DJ Giddens. So I need one more running back, maybe one more tight end, maybe another wide receiver. We'll see. Actually, I know exactly who I'm going to stack Lamar with. That gauntlet, man. That gauntlet. Man, remember Ty Chandler? I remember Ty Chandler. All right, here's my Lamar stack. I'm going to take Keaton Mitchell with him. Someone was just yapping about Keaton Mitchell. Actually, On this team, I could get away with Keaton a lot. The way a lot of my teams are drafted, I need Justice Hill. But on this one, there's no reason to not take Keaton Mitchell. So running back room, you got your old guy, CMC and Pollard. You got your questionable year 2 guy, Tracy. Your handcuff and Ray Davis. Your high upside rookie in Giddens. And your high upside late round handcuff in Keaton Mitchell. I mean, frankly, Keaton Mitchell could get cut. You know, certainly not impossible for that to happen. Genty would go to the top 5. He won't go. There's nothing that could get him to top 5. He could be the 106 or the 107 if he goes to the Cowboys or the Bears. But there's not going to be anything that gets him over Gibbs, Bijan, Barkley, Jefferson, or Chase. Jaguars trade for... All right. You guys win. I am going to take Mason Taylor on this one. Mason Taylor picked 12 running backs are going to get drafted in the first 3 rounds. Chargers would be a nut spot for Genty too. All right, final team. Quarterbacks, Lamar Jackson, CJ Stroud, and Jackson Dart. Running backs, McCaffrey, Pollard, Tyrone Tracy, Ray Davis, DJ Giddens, and Keaton Mitchell with Lamar. Wide receivers, Nico Collins with CJ Stroud, Xavier Worthy, Chris Godwin, Jerry Jeudy, Travis Hunter, Jaden Higgins, Demario Douglas, Malik Washington. Tight ends, David Njoku, who I love, Evan Engram, who I don't love as much, and Mason Taylor. Tesla is fine. He's a fine round 20 guy. It's all athleticism related. Let me pull up. This will be a good bit. Isaac Tesla. Crazy name. Oh, he might not even be. You know what? He might not even be in the RotoViz box score scout. I'm not seeing him in the RotoViz box score scout. Oh no, there we go. I got him. All right. So 12% dominator rating for Tesla as a junior. 19%. Yeah, the comps are not great. I did take him once. All right. All right, that was a good team. I liked that one. Let's go ahead and let's do another. This will be... What will this be? Big board 98. How about that, folks? Big board 98 of 150. I'm sure there are better picks than Isaac Tesla. Yes. Probably about 250 of them. But I certainly do not proclaim to know the answer for whomst is the best 20th round pick in the big board. A lot of information for us to gain, and I'm happy to try and gain it. Did I see that Cam Scadaboo is being sued by a former teammate for jumping on his golf cart and injuring him? No, basically, one of my drafts didn't really happen on stream because it was Liam's turn to stream and he jumped in 2 drafts and I was too late into it. So Liam cucked my my 150 stream drafts. So I hope that's not the winner because I won't be able to go back and look at it. A Justin Fields Steelers reunion is being held up because Fields is worried the Steelers won't commit to him as the starting quarterback. That's an interesting little wrinkle, isn't it? I just am not that into Sutton just because I'm not that into guys who are 30, really, Stefan. It's not even, it's basically just that Sutton is 30. And I also I like Marvin Mims more than the average person. So if you, oh, come on. I kind of want a neighbors team. Have not been doing very many of these. I don't really care. Whatever. St. Brown, sure. St. Brown at 110, fine by me. Same. You forget that Sutton's been in the NFL for like a billion years because he got injured, but his teams have the Broncos have been so anonymous while he has been on the team. I'm not that into guys who are 30. It's true. I don't know, man. I feel like that is not true with Justin Fields. I feel like Fields is pretty well set up to really only be able to orchestrate those style of offenses. We've I got bad news for everyone. Hendo 89 here is auto drafting on the turn. So this draft is going to take forever. We're going to be sitting here for a long time. Oh, there we go. He picked click there. GM Ryan. How we doing, boss? AJ Brown. Love it. I probably should start splitting that up a little bit there and start taking Drake London, but I can't do it. Yeah, just another reason. Yeah, there are certain guys who are completely invisible. Joe Mixon, for me, has definitely been one of those players. Sadly, copy paste dates. You got to see me slap it up for the entirety of last season, and I don't think anyone actually had all that much fun with how bad my teams were. I don't think anyone really enjoyed the fact that I advanced. What was it, like 15 total teams in Best Ball Mania or something? Fields' next team odds leader is the Titans at plus 200. That makes sense. Doesn't that make sense to you guys? If they're going to take Abdul Carter and do the running and defense thing, that makes total sense to me that the Titans would want him. Go away from Levis, basically just run back. Because Fields is just like the final form of Malik Willis, if you think about it. St. Brown, A.J. Brown. I mean, I'm not take. Maybe on this team I take Mark Pierce. Oh, I'm just gonna take Worthy. What a shame. I'm not really a Kyle Williams guy. I don't expect him to get the draft capital. Fields starting for the Titans goes in round 8, probably. He goes where Bo Nix goes if he signs meaningful money with the Titans. All right, don't take James Cook, Sawyer Carlson. Sawyer or Sawyer? You don't want James Cook. Fuck. All right. I literally have not taken Josh Allen, I don't think yet, but I'll take him at pick 39. Why not? Anything I would have done there would have been a reach. Calvin Ridley to the 50s? Not for me, man. I'm not taking him in the 50s. Maybe his ADP would go there. I don't even really want Calvin Ridley now. Frankly, I probably should have just taken Jalen Hurts there, but it's a weirder combo. You know, the AJ Brown drafter in this range takes Jalen Hurts all the time. The AJ Brown drafter is very rarely taking, very rarely getting Josh Allen in the 40s because he doesn't go there. Kev, I got a great answer for you. Tomorrow morning on this YouTube channel, there will be a 90-minute Dynasty Fantasy Football Roundtable with myself, Patrick Corain, and Jacob Sanderson, where we go through our Dynasty ranks. We argue about some guys, and we basically talk about this exact same thing, like who are our favorite running backs to take in round 2. So look out for that tomorrow morning on the YouTube. That's why I was almost a little bit late to start this stream. We had to we recorded at 9:00 a.m. Central Time. The stream starting at 11 a.m. Central Time. We ran long, and then I had to go run out and make sure that the puppy went outside. All right. Amon-Ra, AJ Brown, Xavier Worthy. So I'm probably going to double tap running back here. Favorite build this year. All 3 of my best ball teams that made the finals last year had 3-2 and 2-3 of quarterback and tight end. I'm doing 3 quarterbacks and 3 tight ends on most teams. Certainly you could argue it's bad. I don't know. I just have really fallen into the pattern of 3 quarterback, 3 tight end. I was going to take Joe Mixon on this team. Not that you absolutely have to. And you know what? I might even just go super weird here. I'm going to go super weird. I'm going to take George Kittle here. George Kittle. Why is George Kittle's ADP falling after Debo got traded to the Commanders? Does anyone want to riddle that one for me? Wow. Look at this guy. Look at this guy, James Young. Gifting 5 Membies on a beautiful Friday afternoon. You can tell James he feels good about life, about himself, about his surroundings because the Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl. Yeah, 3773 is totally legit. I mean, being old in football is certainly worse, you know. Yeah, I bet you do love life right now, James, and you deserve it, man. You absolutely deserve it. Freaking Jennings at 61, bro. You're killing me. All right, how slappy do I get here? Because I could take Travion Henderson. And that would be about as slap as it gets. I don't think I'm going to. It is true. The reality is that any structure can win. Ken Walker, welcome to the team. Couple auto drafters here, so we are chilling in there. I mean, frankly, two quarterbacks, 2 tight ends. Frankly, you're more likely to win if you get to the finals. You would definitely rather have 2 quarterbacks, 2 tight ends if you get to the finals, just because you have a greater percentage of projected points for your flexes. Thoughts on the perfectly balanced 5-5-5 build? Bit too much for me. Taking Kamara in 2025 feels so bad, but I don't want 0. Well, you know, I'm having this real existential crisis with best ball drafting this year, where I feel 100% confident that all of the things that I believed before the start of last season were true. Like, structure is important. High scoring wide receiver points are more important. You cannot win in the best ball finals without wide receiver firepower. Week 17 matters. Stacking matters. Aging curves for running backs matter. So I'm holding that in one part of my brain. And then on the other side of my brain, I'm going, yeah, but you don't know shit. You didn't see Saquon Barkley coming. You didn't see Derrick Henry coming. You didn't see Josh Jacobs coming. You didn't see Joe Mixon coming. So maybe you don't actually know anything. And if you don't actually know anything, then you should basically just let the market decide all this stuff for you, because you're dumber than the market. And if you're dumber than the market, why are you trying to beat the market? You should just try and win on structure. I do not know when they release the freshman and sophomore drafts. Probably pretty soon if they're going to do it. Yeah, I am going to take Jalen McMillan and or Jacoby Myers here. Can't really afford to have a total dust ball as your wide receiver 4. Does the Tyler Warren steam feel crazy to anyone? I'm not a film bro, but the guy's a 5th-year breakout, and it feels like he's just getting a bump because Bauer smashed. Well, that is absolutely why he is getting a bump. There is no doubt about that. Rico, I don't think is going to be signed as a starter anywhere, but he is very likely, I think, to be signed somewhere where he's competing with a rookie. Aaron Kenny gifted 5 Membies. We're feeling good there. Friday payday, Membies flowing. Thank you, Aaron, man. You're a gentleman and a scholar, and I appreciate you. And I'm actually going to run hot at running back here, and I'm going to take Tony Pollard as my running back too. No, I just realized Shakir is so buried in my rankings, I didn't even consider taking him. That is really funny. But yeah, I don't care about taking Shakir. Dobbins, I don't know. Dobbins also feels brutal to me, just like a 27-year-old guy who's been injured every year. Kamara, funnily, I don't even think Kamara is like live for a spike week. Follow me if this makes sense. Kamara is just live to grind out 17 touches a game. Or like 19 touches a game. And you remember the final year that Ezekiel Elliott was the starter for the Cowboys? Let me pull this up. So the last year that Zeke like really mattered for fantasy was 2022. 231 rushes at 3.8 yards per carry, so 878 yards, 17 receptions for 92 yards, 968 yards and 12 touchdowns. That is what you're trying to get. Najee definitely goes up the board a good bit. Yeah, you can always get Keon. You can get Kincaid. Wow. Aaron is doing it again, guys. Bury me in 7th round Mahomes with the worst defense and improved tackle play. Insert, oh no, the 50-point guy for Kamara's 2024 week 2 instead of the A-Chain Denver game. Yeah. There's no real functional difference between Dobbins and Javonte, many are saying. Goods, I think you're saying that, brother. I think you are sort of leading that regime. The offensive line in general will not be better, but it would be hard for Kansas City 2025 offensive tackles to be worse than their 2024 offensive tackles. They would really have had to have messed up their offseason if their tackle play is worse. And you can hide poor guard play easier. Sadly, I do just have to take Keon Coleman here. I mean, I guess I could have waited to take him with the next pick, but whatever. And I actually don't think I'm going to take a running. Maybe I will do. All right, we're going to do a 2-7-8 something build because we have double elite onesies here. We've got our stack in. We don't have any quarterback who we need here. Kansas City defense falls apart when Chris Jones' age gets him right. They have a lot of good defensive players, frankly. More than just Chris Jones. Like Amenahue is very good. Warren's really good. Dang, I was gonna take Travis Hunter. I'm not gonna take him now. What do I do? You know what? I'm gonna take Drake May, and I'll be done at quarterback. Spider-Man pointing meme, Drake May, Josh Allen, people are saying. Yes, Jones definitely is the guy. He is the driver. He is the engine for sure. Yeah, I'm not meaning to downplay Chris Jones' production or role on the defense. He clearly is the most important defensive player on the roster. But Brett Veach, very good at his job. And Steve Spagnuolo, very, very good at his job. Who is my new round 20 guy? Big Taj Brooks clicker, now that many have moved up. The next Ricky who? Chamir Dyke. He was like the 9th wide receiver. These are just the guys that like they're good like dynasty picks or whatever. If you want. They're just so unlikely to produce meaningful fantasy points as rookies. I think they did, Joey, I believe they did 5 separate Superflex best ball contests on Underdog last year. They did, there you go. Aaron Kenny, my boy, is a Florida fan, and he said he was never any good. I actually played Mr. Dyke a couple times in college football DFS, and he was disappointing. Here are some round 20 guys that I'm taking at running back. Trevor Etienne, Jaden Blue, Raheem Sanders, Donovan Edwards, Roshan Johnson, Jaleel McLaughlin I've taken a couple times, Jarquez Hunter I've taken a couple times. A lot of veteran wide receivers in round 20. Yeah. Very Isaac Tesla-y. Is this the Lejante? Is this the Colorado guy? Lejante Webster. He hasn't really come across for me yet in my research and my stuff. Doesn't mean I'm right, but he hasn't been up there for me. How would I value Najee Harris if he signs with the Cowboys? I mean, like higher than he's being drafted right now. Actually, this is right about right. Mooncat took him at 97 with Ramondre. Wow, that guy's got a type. Ramondre and Najee, Spider-Man pointer. Around 20 Deontay Slappy. I mean, don't get me wrong, I can squint and see it. Man, you know who I am just done with is DeAndre Swift. Like, I don't even want to take him here. Yeah, I'm going to take Bigsby instead. I am just over the DeAndre Swift experience. I guess I should move him. I guess I should move him down in my rankings, but man, just feels like there's no chance. And I guess if it feels like there's no chance, that there probably is a chance. Yeah, the coach traded him away in the past. And the GM has already said they're looking at the running backs. They trade for the guards, so it's pretty easy to connect the dots. I mean, they could be in on Hampton, or they could be in on Genty. They could be in on Henderson. They could be in on Judkins. I mean, his name is Mooncat. Do we think that's Soccer Dave's alt? Could be. Now, don't get me wrong. If Swift is available at the next pick, I think I'm absolutely going to have to click him. And Kincaid went, and I missed it. There we go. Do you own a Mooncat? Oh, I still like Devin Neal. I still like Devin Neal. I don't love him as much as I did because the combine was not as strong as I thought it was going to be, but I still like him. I still think Devin Neal is very likely a good football player. In fact, I overreacted too much moving him down in my rankings. Is there a tight end I need to take? Nah. Is there what? What do I need here? You know what? Let's just do it. I'm taking Devin Neal. Would you want? Why wouldn't you want him? Why wouldn't you want him in Chicago? He'd be fine in Chicago. I think he'd be fine. Biggest risers: Bayshell 210, Jaden Higgins, Jalen Knoll, RJ Harvey, DJ Giddens, Rashard Smith, Jordan James rose a little bit. Basically all the running backs. Mason Taylor, big riser. QJ ahead of Hollywood. Oh, well, that's just a mistake. That's just a mistake. So to take you behind the curtain, I do some smoothing with my rankings with ADP. So sometimes something will happen like that frankly I don't intend. Or maybe not intend, but I think that it matters. A big note is just the anchoring Woody Marks. Yeah, Woody Marks dropped, but still getting drafted every draft. True. Looking at Troy Franklin's relative athletic score, how he came on strong late last season, how he could project in a Sean Payton offense. Yeah, I'm not jamming any Troy Franklin. He seems fine. I think it's a bit of a misnomer that he came on late in the season, though. He was getting absolutely sunned by Marvin Mims. Like, just dominated by Marvin Mims. He ended the season 2 for 31, 2 for 28, 2 for 9, 2 for 25, 1 for -1, 2 for 12. He did catch a long touchdown in the playoff game. But yeah, I also just don't think he's very good. I was not a Troy Franklin guy, as it were. You know what? This is actually a pretty good Isaiah Bond team. I'm not going to take him, but this would be a spot. This would be a spot to take him. What do we do here? Let's take Wicks. We've earned ourselves a little bit of freedom here. We can take Wicks. Little slappy action. The people want slappy. I'll give him slappy. I had 14% of Tootin before the NFL Combine. Thoughts on Kyle Williams? I'm seeing him climb in some mocks, mostly undrafted in our draft. He's fine. I think that Kyle Williams is really likely to be a 4th round pick who sticks on an NFL roster as a guy who like can block. He could play on special teams if you want. Jaden Higgins will fit nicely into my 40% big board rookie wide receiver pantheon. That includes, oh man, Tyler Scott I did like, and Troy Franklin. I had 85% of Jalen McMillan in the big board last year, and I felt like a fucking genius. But I also had 80% of my boy Dylan Laube, which did not make me feel like as much of a genius. If I was going to 80% a wide receiver this year, it'd be this guy right here. It'd be Jalen Knoll. That would be the guy I would take every single time. No doubt about it. Yes, if the Chargers do not draft a tight end, Engram makes a ton of sense. Tyler Scott could be back this year if Keenan leaves. People do forget. All right, this is a slam dunk Ray Davis pick. Josh Allen, Drake May, Ken Walker, Tony Pollard, Tank Bigsby, Devin Neal, Ray Davis. It's actually, this running back room didn't end up being that bad. It's actually pretty cromulent. Royals I like too, but Royals is a bit more expensive. I had 14% of Bayshell 210 from Virginia Tech University before the start of the 2025 NFL Scouting Combine in Indianapolis. I was barely cognizant when Priest Holmes was playing for Kansas City. When was Priest Holmes last year in the NFL? When Priest Holmes signed with Kansas City, I was 8 years old. Exactly. Who needs running backs when I got all these rushing touchdowns? Ooh, Bindles likes this thumbnail. Did I do good with this one? I don't even remember it. Oh, this is a pretty good one. Yeah. Got the little football background. Man, Bindles, I spent like 90 minutes last night trying to make a good thumbnail for my Dynasty Rankings show with Corain and Jacob, and I just gave up. In the end, I just used a picture of Travis Hunter and Ashton Genty because it was just too hard. Yeah, we do not like Larry Johnson in Kansas City anymore. He totally went off the deep end. But we love Priest Holmes and we love Jamal Charles. Jamal Charles is royalty in this city. Do you guys know that it is the NHL trade deadline today? Oh my God. The Jamal Charles game against the Raiders. No, Xavier Worthy is better than Rashee Rice. I actually like hockey. Yeah. All right, easy spot to take Hunter Henry here. So we set up I'm going to do 2 tight ends, 2 quarterbacks here. So we have Allen and Coleman, Henry and May. So we could take an extra running back on this team. Wow, love that. No, I still live in St. Louis. I did not move back. Ooh, I am not. This team has no need for Adam Thielen. This team actually can afford Mr. Besh. Welcome to the team. It's only the second rookie on the whole team. So wide receiver room of Amon-Ra, A.J. Brown, Xavier Worthy, Jalen McMillan, Keon Coleman, Dontavian Wicks, and Jack Besh. We'll see if I like this team with a little bit of the extra freedom. I told you I was going to try it on this one. I don't think that anyone knows. I would guess Hunter is more likely to play. Let me say it this way. I think that Travis Hunter is more likely to play wide receiver than the market does. The food's okay here. I wouldn't call it a food city, but it's a good city. I'm not going to get to 100 today, Nick. I'm going to do one more after this because I got to go. I have some other fucking busy work to do. And then I need to we're doing the members only Swolecast with old Soccer Dave. The weirdest move in free agency for me, twofold here. Chris Godwin reportedly going to get $25 million a year. That feels a little crazy. And Evan Engram getting released. I probably would not have released Evan Engram and Christian Kirk if I was Jaguars management. Any regrets on not maxing out the tournament before the combine? I mean, don't get me wrong. I would have loved to have maxed out the tournament before the combine. But I am streaming all 150 of my big boards on this YouTube channel, and the drafts take a long time. See, we got these young fellas in here taking the entirety of the clock, so we sit here forever. I don't like it that much. I do not love the gooey butter cake that much. It's fine. I wouldn't call it life changing, but it's fine. Damn, all my favorite rookie running backs got snapped up there. So we missed out on Harvey, Damian. Damn, they all went. Giddens went. Harvey went early, man. Tough scenes for the boy. You guys Google the gooey butter cake. I mean, it's pretty good. I don't go nuts for it, but it's pretty good. It's like a St. Louis special, and people really like it. This team. What do we need? You know what? We'll do a little bit of Kendre. Why not? A little bit of Kendre here as a running back 6. We're gonna take 7 of them anyway. He can definitely play. Yeah, Cam Scatterboot can definitely play. He just is not super athletic. The first 8 running backs that are going to get drafted are Ashton Genty, Amarian Hampton, Travion Henderson, Quinshon Judkins, Caleb Johnson, Bayshell, Tootin, Devin Neal, and DJ Giddens. Gooey butter cake was my nickname in college when I was 300 pounds. Sounds about right. Maybe not athletic is not the right word. He's not fast. Gooey butter cake is also big in the Florida Panhandle. That's kind of interesting. I wonder what the story is there. All right, wide receiver. Whatever. We got May. I'll take Kayshon Boutte. I mean, you want to talk about a guy who is very likely to be replaced, Kayshon Boutte, but we got a little bit of a stack set up there. It is a real thing. I mean, it's pretty good. Don't get me wrong. Oh man. I was so tilted in NBA last night. I just loaded up on all this TJ McConnell, and then he ended up not starting. So tilting. True. Kayshon Boutte, Jack Besh, the forgotten Tiger stack. Yeah, I smashed at a really good team on Tuesday in UCL. No, I think you can do a little bit of Polk. I think you can do a little bit of Jalen Polk. What percentage of big board Ooh. Alex, that is a great question. What percentage of big board teams with Drake May and Chris Godwin? Honestly, I bet it's pretty light. By the way, guys, in this draft, we're taking way too much time. So many people are milking the clock forever here. Parker Washington is fine in round 20. I'm not going to make him a big part of my strategy. You know, he's been in the NFL for 2 seasons, 72 targets. He's been relatively efficient on the targets he's gotten, 7.3 yards per target. But I would guess that the powers that be do not view him as an integral part of their offense moving forward. He's fine. I would never take Brandon Cooks, 0.89 yards per route run last year, but I don't know. It's round 20. Whatever you want to do, fine by me. Maybe Godwin does want to be a Patriot. Maybe he wants to play with Drake May. Maybe he likes Josh McDaniel. He was hurt. Sure, maybe. He's probably just bad, though. Brandon Cook's been bad for a long time. But what do I know? You know, a lot of my round 20 picks are going to be bad, too. So many ads. It's one of the first times I've ever gotten that comment that there are a lot of ads. Are you guys getting a lot of ads? I have it set on the same setting that I always do. All right, I'm going to take Taj Brooks on this one. So we've got Josh Allen, Drake May, Ken Walker, Tony Pollard, Tank Bigsby, Devin Neal, Ray Davis, Kendre Miller, and Taj Brooks in our running back room. No ads. YouTube Premium. How rich with the YouTube Premium. All right, so we have got 2 quarterbacks, 7 running backs, 8 wide receivers, and 2 tight ends. This is one of my first time. This is an aggressive ads team. No, it's true. I used to not be a YouTube Premium person, and I'm fully converted. My boy 24 Offsuit, who's in the Discord, gave me a free code for like 3 months free of it. I don't even know how he got it, but he sent it to me. And it is revolutionary. All right, final pick. I need a wide receiver. I need a Patriot. You know what? Welcome to the team, Jalen Polk. So final team, 2 quarterbacks, 7 running backs, 9 wide receivers, and 2 tight ends. Josh Allen stacked with Keon Coleman. Drake May stacked with Hunter Henry, Kayshon Boutte, and Jalen Polk. Running backs, Ken Walker, Tony Pollard, Tank Bigsby, Devin Neal, Ray Davis, Kendre Miller, and Taj Brooks. Wide receivers, Amon-Ra St. Brown, A.J. Brown, Xavier Worthy, Jalen McMillan, Keon Coleman, Dontavian Wicks, Jack Besh, Kayshon Boutte, Jalen Polk. Tight ends, Hunter Henry, and George Kittle. Man. Can I take Javon Baker? I am going to go pee real quick. Then we're going to do draft number 99. All right, that was a good team. But I think it's easy to feel good about your team when you take 2 quarterbacks and 2 tight ends because you're like, got so many running backs. I got so many wide receivers. You know, we're chilling. Man, we are feeling great. All right, let's hop into our final draft of the stream. The little board 2 will release when the little board 1 is full. Or there might not even be one. There may not even be one. All right. Damn. No early picks. 110. All right. I'm challenging all of you. I'm challenging you, Nayers, Versaire, Deep State Comics, Pepper Tony, Lil Dodger 24, J Mike Check, Papa Siula, Unky Dom Freebands, Com Teely, Ribeyes 999, Dorito 1420. You do not have to draft well, but you do have to draft quickly. Sadly, Brady, I already had my cheat meal. I already had my cheat meal this week. It was my mother-in-law's birthday, so we went to dinner with my in-laws. That was my cheat meal. So tonight I will be eating chicken and rice. First draft with you and you get the 101. I always draft quick unless it's a hard pick and I'm stumped. Well, folks, we are now a third of the way through our big board journey. Frankly, it's very funny. I've had a very great time doing all of these doing these streams with you guys. I may have overestimated the market of people who are interested in watching best ball draft streams in March. Not that it's a big deal, but it's been very funny. In my mind, this was a big thing that could theoretically happen, and it ended up not being that big. All right, so we do have at least one fella who's auto drafting here as I take Malik Neighbors. This is the thing, coolers. It was my mother-in-law's birthday, so we all went over to my in-law's house, and she's a Catholic, and Ash Wednesday you can't eat meat. It was Ash Wednesday. I'm not Catholic, but they're Catholic. So it was just like I just smashed a lot of like bruschetta. My brother-in-law made a cake, which was actually delicious, but it wasn't, oh wow, Genty. A Neighbor's Genty start. Send me the trophy right now. How dead is a team with wide receiver 8, Devontae Walker, and wide receiver 9, Tutu Atwell? I don't know. Probably not that dead. We're slapping. Yeah, you guys are gonna have to forgive me. But basically, starting in May, I'm gonna be doing redraft videos on this YouTube channel. I mean, it would obviously mean a lot to me if you guys watch them and interacted with them and engage with them. But there is going to be some these are the best wide receiver picks in fantasy football, take these wide receivers to make your idiot friends cry. These quarterback picks will screw over your idiot league mates. You have to draft this wide receiver. I love Jackson Dart. He's probably one of my favorite picks. Well, here's the deal, Jason. Basically, there is no way to make a living just streaming drafts on Underdog. It is not financially viable to log on every day. So my job is either to have a product to sell people, which I have Mike Evans. I have the Patreon, Yeah, well, yes, theoretically. Theoretically, I could just win. That is an option. I could just be like, all right, I'm just going to win every day in the games. Pretty tough option. Pretty hard. All right. I've got Mike Evans. I actually would be fine taking Kyron here. Kyron or James Cook. They're both fine. I've got like no Kyron. Kyron is live to be replaced. Kyron. So we got my anchors, Genty, Kyron, Neighbors, Mike Evans. It's pretty good. Lazaro bartends. Thank you, sir. Where do you get your ideas? Well, frankly, so after I did the stream with Mason yesterday, he was very kind to basically just sit and chat with me about YouTube a little bit and about owning a business and, you know, his, like what he's doing and some advice and things like that. And if there's one person to take advice from on how to build a business, to be self-employed, to grow on YouTube, to grow on the internet, I would say in my corner of the internet, he's got to be pretty much number one. So, and it was sick of him to, you know, basically take time out of his fucking day to chat. It was very cool. And I thought he was also great. The Vikings are definitely not continuing the Sam Darnold ride. Sam Darnold is like, what, 2% to be a Viking or something? Ooh, got a Jefferson Bowers team in the pre-flow. Pretty strong. All right, so we've got. Here's the thing. I don't love the Neighbors Evans pairing because I'm drawing towards you know, Baker as my only quarter. And the wide receiver at 58 is never a guy you like. You always like the running back more. So I'm about to have a weird team. Yeah, he has done. Mason has done a crazy amount of work, and he should be proud of himself, I think. Wow, Jalen Waddle all the way here. That is a little bit of a bailout. I think there's a pretty big tier break between Waddle and then Sutton, Godwin, Pickens, Judy, Reed. So that is a bit of a bailout. I guess that is the natural consequence of Hampton following. Chicken cheesesteak lover, you can only, I believe you can only gift subs on. So if you want to do it on mobile, you have to go into Safari. You have to go into a web browser. You can't do it straight up inside of the YouTube application. You know what? Slappy season. We're doing a slappy draft. I'm slapping with my boys. Quinshawn Judkins at pick 63. Does it get slappier than Ashton Genty, Kyron Williams, Quinshawn Judkins, Malik Neighbors, Mike Evans, and the ultimate slappy pick, Jalen Waddle? I mean, is Jalen Waddle the ultimate slap pick? Yeah, we're slapping it up. Why are so many folks out on Jaden Reed this year? He seems pretty locked in as the primary wide receiver for Jordan Love. Well, I definitely don't think he seems locked in because, you know, the whole team is saying we need a wide receiver one. And Jaden Reed, as much as we might like him and like his skill set, he's not a full-time player. In 2024, Jaden Reed only topped 75% of the team's offensive snaps twice. He only topped 70% 5 times. He had no double-digit target games. And if you go back to his rookie season, he had 1 double-digit target game. He had 2 games with over 70% of the snaps on offense. I think it's the opposite of locked in for Jaden Reed. I think Jaden Reed is pretty overdrafted. It's true. Mike Evans and Kyron Williams are grown men balancing the slappy out. No, it's true. If you are still drafting Jalen Waddle, fingers pointing, I mean, you basically are immune to facts and logic and reality. Love the chant. Thank you, Lazaro. I appreciate you, man. Could I put a word in to Mr. Diablo and have him create a BBMDB for the big board? You know what? I can't do that, but he did send me a message on Monday on Discord, and I told him that I could help him with this project he's working on, and maybe that I don't know, but that project might be related to the big board. I have no idea, but if it is, I'm sure he would be happy to do it. Sidekick wants Baker. Yeah, Baker's the safe click here. Don't love it. Do not love 7th round Baker, but whatever. Coolers is a Waddle sloppy still. Many such cases. Many such cases. I would actually, frankly, love to take Josh Downs here. Just like come on, Ribeye. Yes. Josh Downs. Just more Josh Downs. Pilot in. So Baker with Evans. Running back room, Genty, Kyron Judkins. Neighbors. So the thing is, when you have Neighbors, you really want to lock down at least one quarterback stack because you are just totally guessing in the air at who the Giants quarterback is going to be. Fields' issue with the Steelers after getting benched last year, he's leery team could sign competition or draft quarterback early. Money not the issue. Do I build my own forecasting models? Not really. No. It would be a lie to say I built them. I do some stuff with like ChatGPT and like aggregating things and basically like using other publicly available data for like my own purposes. But no, I have not built like an algorithmic model ever. Way back in the day, I'm talking like before any of you guys were playing fantasy football, this would have been 2013, 2014. I built a wide receiver prospect model. I built a model that graded wide receiver prospects on a scale from 0 to 100. Yeah, this is a Jackson Dart-ass team. Kevin says Daniel Jones, wide receiver 1 in 2025. Josh Downs. God, I hope not. It's so true. Downs is your wide receiver 3 or 4 is like making bogey after hitting OB off the tee. Yeah, 100. That is. You know what, Rusty? I'm gonna start stealing that analogy. That is just a great analogy for life and for living. I mean, that is really good. You should feel proud of that. You probably stole that from someone, but it's a very good analogy, and I would like to use that moving forward. You know what I'm gonna do? Well, yeah, I'm gonna take Jonnu Smith here. I never take him. I'm way lighter on him, but he's 10 picks after. I don't have a tight end. This is going to be a 3 tight end team anyway. What do I need more? I need a wide receiver probably more than I need a running back. This range of the draft, it's so easy to see why the quarterbacks get hoovered up. The quarterbacks are so much better than the skill position players here. Stephon Diggs goes. Oh, Travis Hunter, come on down. I'm so woke, dude. Where's Peter? Dylan Gabriel. Yeah, Dylan Gabriel's a pretty good backup quarterback and a pretty good backup quarterback for Tua. I agree. Have you guys watched Peter's video yet? On Travis Hunter. He did a big board specific video. So shout out to the man from the Deposit Kingdom. It was a very good video at Peter Overzet's Deposit Kingdom. 45 Travis Hunter teams in the big board. We'll take it. Steven watched. J. Mike got May and Godwin. He locked it down. He took Godwin at 67. He took Drake May at 115. He's chilling. Pepper Tony took Mark Andrews at pick 100. Of course he would. After Pepper Tony logs in every day on this stream and tells us how shit Mark Andrews is. Well, he set up the Jared Goff Mark Andrews stack, obviously. All right. We have got Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans, Genty, Kyron, Judkins, Neighbors, Mike Evans, Jalen Waddle, Josh Downs, Travis Hunter. Sidekick's telling me to just hold my nose, to plug my nose and take Anthony Richardson. I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to try and get squirrely and do something else. I actually kind of want to... I'm going to take Dak Prescott and try and push Jake Ferguson around this turn. I hope Baker balls out. I'm a big Baker guy. Wow, the Penix guy took Likely instead of Pitts. You don't see all that often. But Dorito here at the turn goes Michael Penix 132. All right, Jake Ferguson, who I don't even like, but whatever. All right, so we've got 2 quarterbacks. We've got 2 stacks to lock down. Running back room of Genty, Kyron, Judkins, Neighbors, Evans, Waddle, Downs, Hunter. You love to see it. Ooh. Jalen Royals finishes as a top 2 rookie wide receiver. Timestamp it. All right. You guys hear that? Chicken Cheesesteak Lover says we got to timestamp it. In fact, I didn't do the timestamp for this draft. Big board, 99 of 150. So when you guys come back on Monday, we'll be doing big board 100. How far? ETR video came out yesterday, and they felt their read on the post-combine news is that teams want Hunter as a DB, not as much as a wide receiver, which is like the opposite of what I heard from everyone else. I feel the same. Yeah, I truly feel the exact same about that. I didn't really hear the one organization that seemed very certain that Hunter should be a cornerback was the Titans. Spoiler alert, I got into this conversation with Jacob and with Karain on our Dynasty podcast that's going live tomorrow morning, and Jacob also said he was the best wide receiver in the class, which I think is clearly true. I think it's undeniable to me that if he was just a wide receiver, he would be viewed as a wide receiver 1. But the other thing is I think there is a 0% chance that he just plays wide receiver. I think it's been very clear the whole time that he will be playing cornerback too, which is not an issue. I don't think. I don't think there's what's the problem there. I think that should be fairly straightforward. Yeah, I was going to say, have we not been thinking that? Someone just said it in the chat, but I am going to take Cam Ward here instead of Richardson and try and set up the Neighbors Cam Ward thing. I don't even know if it's going to happen, but if it does, it will be glorious. And I am going to take... This is way far after ADP. Yeah, I'm going to take Rico Dowdle. I was about to take another rookie running back, but I'm not looking that gift horse in the mouth. So now we have Genty, Kyron, Judkins, and Rico Dowdle, and we set up the theoretical Neighbors and Cam Ward stack. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Just pretend Kamara will have the Barkley season with Kellen Moore there. I might have to. We have not ascertained the answer to this yet. I think Hunter would get points for a pick six, though. Couldn't disagree more with this. I am in complete disagreement with the idea that Genty might be the worst pick in the big board. The chances of backs like JT, Bucky, Jacobs that go 3 rounds later outscoring him are decently high. He doesn't have much room for upside. I completely disagree. I think that Genty probably has a greater chance of finishing as running back 1 than as running back 10. I think Genty very likely comes in to a team with little to no competition. Genty is a great pass catcher. Genty weighs 218 pounds, which sets him up as an elite interior runner. He also has elite breakaway ability. Genty is the best running back prospect that I have seen since Ezekiel Elliott. Yeah. So like if you do think that Hampton is better than him, go with God. I frankly don't think it's close that Genty is better, but what do I know, man? I'm just a guy on the internet. I never played ball. Now, I think it's totally true. Hampton is going to get more expensive. When Hampton is the 18th overall pick or whatever, for sure, he's going to get more expensive. I'm not saying a negative word about Amarian Hampton. I think Amarian Hampton is also quite a good player. But he's just not as good as Ashton Genty, man. Genty is like... yeah. Genty has the craziest contact balance. It's like if someone put Gibbs's breakaway ability in David Montgomery's running style. I mean, it's just he is so unbelievably good. All right, I guess we didn't end up slapping this one up with Jackson Dart because I took Cam Ward. But, I mean, frankly, what's slappier than taking Cam Ward? You wouldn't doubt Genty if he played on a green field. I love the blue field, actually. Genty is def in his own tier in the running back class, but I'd still rather get him in round 2 just because, sure, yeah. Where are we looking at with wide receivers? We do need a little bit of an adult. God, this stinks. Damn, we are dust at wide receiver here. All right, I'm taking 80 Mitchell and Downs, no Richardson. So in this timeline, I need Anthony Richardson to be benched for Joseph Flacco. That's my only out. No, I pretty much never take 3 quarterbacks early. Best Ball Mania will never go to $5 million to first place. No. Running backs, what do we got? Anyone that really matters here? Not really. Let's take another wide receiver. All right, we took an adult. Let's go double adult. Demario Douglas, double adult here. Well, 80 Mitchell is not an adult. If Daniel Jones signs for Indianapolis, then that just means Anthony Richardson starts 17 games. Ward to Neighbors with nothing on the line in the playoffs other than them boosting their own numbers. The Titans released Harold Landry just now. So I guess that means that it's on. It's on for Abdul Carter. Yeah, Drew Lock to Neighbors. Incredibly funny. All right. What are we looking at here? So we have our 3 quarterbacks. We have Genty, Kyron, Judkins, and Rico. Not a great running back. This team is not very good, actually. Neighbors, Mike Evans, Jalen Waddle, Josh Downs, Travis Hunter, A.D. Mitchell, Demario Douglas. Maybe I just stop at 2 tight ends on this team and take an extra wide receiver. We kind of need the extra wide receiver, frankly. Ward to Neighbors is going to be this year's Purdy to Pearsall in a meaningless game deciding BBM. 100%. Yeah, I think Tennessee and the Las Vegas Raiders are the teams that should just be most incentivized to contact Mr. Darnold. Stacked all your quarterbacks with all your tight ends. That's a good move. Giants want Ward. That's the vibe I get as well, Nick, that the Giants want Ward and that Cleveland wants Shedeur. Running back. Let's take old Rocket Sanders. And then we can take a vet. Oh no. Ribeyes just snapped off Jalen Tolbert for me. I guess I should have taken Tolbert there. I was not paying attention. Darius Slayton for the I mean, he's not going to be a Giant, but for the theoretical aesthetic stack with Cam Ward. Sure, Darius. Why not? Yeah, no chance. I agree. No chance is that happening. Does Darnold go back to the Jets? I kind of bungled this team. It's the Judkins pick. I should have taken Pickens, Burden, whoever here. The Judkins followed because I knew I was gonna have to take a quarterback, so I knew I wouldn't be able to double tap Shaheed and Downs. I guess really what this team needs, this team's only out, is Travis Hunter. I literally forgot Jalen Hyatt existed. I mean, straight up, I just forgot he existed. Wow. You guys remember Jalen Hyatt? Because I did not remember Jalen Hyatt until this moment. Neighbors or Bowers in non-tight end premium dynasty. I got Bowers a smidgen ahead. A smidgen. A very, very small smidgen. Yeah, very unique New York Giants stack. I think Tyreek is likely to be a Dolphin. Yeah. Yeah, prime Phillip Lindsay is the greatest explanatory variable for why you should not value round 5 running backs. Like the prime Phillip Lindsay and Dameon Pierce are the best examples of teams not giving a shit about day 3 running backs. You could probably get a pick for Deshaun Watson. Do I think the winning big board team has already been drafted? How full is the contest? I think it's 46.9% likely that the winning big board team has already been drafted. I want to say Lindsay was maybe a 7th round pick. He might have been a UDFA. Phillip, I remember really liking him as a prospect because he had the craziest dominator rating. No, he was not. He was a UDFA. Man, he killed at Colorado though. All right, one more running back. We got all rookies. So let's do this. Is it? So I took Keaton Mitchell on the other one. We're taking Justice Hill on this one because we are in greater need of a supervising adult in the room. Yeah, he was undrafted. Yeah, but Tootin is not even that expensive right now, dude. Tootin he's like a 12th round pick. You could have, if you wanted, if you're that convinced that Tootin is the guy you need, you could just take him. Mason Taylor, Elite Gauntlet. Maybe the shockingly 29-year-old adult Kevontae Turpin on his new. I didn't see that. Did Kevontae Turpin get a new deal today? Kevontae Turpin. Not yet. It's coming soon. Blake's team with Giddens, Tootin, and Harvey as his last 3 picks have already won. Blake has already won. There you go. All right, final team. Baker Mayfield, Dak Prescott, Cam Ward for the quarterbacks. Running backs, Ashton Genty, Kyron Williams, Quinshawn Judkins, Rico Dowdle, Raheem Sanders, Justice Hill. Wide receivers, Malik Neighbors, Mike Evans, Jalen Waddle, Josh Downs, Travis Hunter, A.D. Mitchell, Demario Douglas, Darius Slayton. Tight ends, Jonnu Smith, Jake Ferguson, and Mason Taylor. You did great. Everyone did great. Nayers, Versaire, Deep State Comics, Pepper Tony, Lil Dodger 24, J Mike, Papa Quela, Unky Dom Free Bands, Com Teely, Ribeyes 999, Dorito 1420. I truly salute all of you. You're all great. You all drafted very well. The pre-fill draft is in round 12, so that is an indication of just how great you did. John asks, should I trade pick number 3, Jalen McMillan and Ramondre for pick 1? Yes, and you should do it before the opposing person who owns the 1.1 before they change their mind. I have Ashton Genty ranked 18th overall in Superflex Tight End Premium Best Ball Dynasty, and I have Tet McMillan ranked 48th. So there's just a giant gap between those guys. Everyone is in a great Friday mood. We're all very happy. We're loving our Fridays. All right, boys, that is going to do it for me. There will be a video up on the channel tomorrow. There will be a video up on the channel on Sunday. Please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel. Remember, we did the little bit. If every starting running back in the NFL was declared out for the season, who would the top 5 running backs be? Oh, quick grade. There we go. I will do this. Then we're getting out of here. Quick grade on Nayer's draft. Chase Jacobs Terry. Not loving the Jacobs Terry turn. Not loving Burrow at 5. I do like the Pearsall pick. I do like the Purdy pick. You did not need Stroud. Stroud was not a good pick. Rashad, Ray Davis, Guerrendo. I'm going to keep it 100% real with you. Nayers, I like you. You drafted quick. You did a super chat. This is not, in my opinion, which is worth very little, this is not a very good team. You got to try and push Burrow. And Stroud just doesn't do anything for you. One sock. All right, everyone. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, but more importantly, thank you very much for watching.
It's Short King Summer, dude. It just feels like no one in fantasy sports ever learns anything. Does he mistime it, or is Brock Bowers just a grown man? Brock Bowers is just a grown man. Dare I say, Rich, football might be back. In the words of Lane Johnson, this offense looks constipated.